this afternoon. New school term to commence on the 11th of January. Schools in the Western Province to reopen on a later date. Minor floods reported from Jaffna and Trincomalee. A number of nations impose UK travel bans over new COVID-19 variant. On to your top story for this afternoon. 5 more COVID-19 deaths were reported last night. The deceased were residents of Panagoda, Colombo 8, Colombo 12 and Colombo 2, while another deceased is from Bandaragama. Accordingly, the total number of COVID-19 related deaths in the island rose to 176. In more related news, the Sri Lanka police have arrested 41 suspects over a 24-hour window for the failure to wear face masks and to practice social distancing norms. Police media spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana said programs are currently underway to arrest those who drink and drive, especially during the festive period.
The people of an area are responsible to ensure their discipline. If they are, the area will be released from isolation. Their behavior and the adherence to quarantine regulations will be vital. We have arrested 41 people over the past 24 hours. They failed to either maintain social distancing or to wear face masks. 1,652 people have been arrested since the 30th of October for breaching quarantine laws. Regardless of the area you live in, maintain social distancing, wear face masks and constantly wash your hands. When using money, credit cards and teller machines, ensure you clean your hands.
Unemployed graduates who had not received employment despite completing training as teachers 2 years ago engaged in a protest earlier today. The protest is being staged opposite the Presidential Secretariat. The Joint Unemployed Graduates Association is requesting for immediate appointments to be provided to all those who have passed the Western Provincial Teachers' Exams. We sat for the Teachers' Exam organized by the Western Provincial Council in 2019. We have passed it, but appointment letters are yet to be awarded. The validity period of the Gazette will expire on the 31st of December. If it lapses, we will be rendered helpless. Our only demand is for the validity period of the Gazette be extended. The second matter is, if there is a cut-off mark and a person passes it, the government is bound to recruit everyone who passes. However, we have found out that another exam will be held and a limited number of people will be recruited. Meanwhile, a group of English diploma holders in the northwestern province engaged in another demonstration opposite the Presidential Secretariat earlier today. The protest was launched demanding employment for English diploma holders in the northwestern province. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa visited the historic Isipatanarama Rajamaha Vihara in Polonnaruwa last evening.
The newly built Wahalkada and dining hall of the Isipatanarama Rajamaha Vihara was declared open under the auspices of Prime Minister during the event.
State Minister Shehan Semasinghe has stated that the government is holding discussions to provide an insurance scheme if the Sena caterpillar menace cannot be controlled in the future. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe met farmers in Kahatagastigiliya and Horopatana at their farmlands. This has become more dangerous than last year. This person has applied pesticides 3 times. This person has sprayed pesticides 3 times during the season of cultivation. How are we going to spray pesticides again?
විශාල වශයෙන් හානි සිදු වුණොත්
The Ministry of Agriculture is working to find a solution to protect the farmers through an insurance scheme if we cannot control the severe damage caused by this. We will not let farmers go helpless. The Ministry of Agriculture is looking forward to take a decision regarding the future of cultivating seasons.
විශේෂ තීන්දුව කීපයකට එළඹිය යුතුයි කෘෂිකාර්ම අමාත්‍යාංශය උන් දැනට මේ පිළිබඳ අවධානය යොමු කරලා තියෙනවා.
Coordinating officer to the Attorney General, State Attorney Nisha Rajayaratne, provided evidence to the Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing the 2019 April 21st attack for a second day today. State Attorney Nisha Rajayaratne, appearing for the first time last Thursday, was ordered by the Commission to appear with an attorney. She appeared today for the second day based on the previous order. In more local news, the government has decided to commence the new school term from Monday the 11th of January 2021. At a press briefing held, it was stated that this step was taken subject to continuous review and investigation.
Amongst the schools that have already opened, the academic activities from grade 1 to 5 will commence on the 11th of January 2021. Preschools are scheduled to reopen on the 11th of January in all other areas. The decision applies to daycare centers as well. We will review the situation until the 25th of January to consider allowing tuition classes to recommence.
Taking a look at the weather across the island, according to the Department of Meteorology, showers exceeding 100 millimeters may occur in the central and Nuwa provinces as well as in some parts of Polonnaruwa, Ampara and Batticaloa districts later today.
3 sluice gates of the Ibban Kateva Reservoir in Dambulla have been opened following heavy rains. Out of the 2 sluice gates which have been opened, 1,500 cubic feet per second is released into Kala River. Meanwhile, showers were witnessed in Polonnaruwa. Our correspondent said that due to the prevailing weather condition, day-to-day activities of the people have been disrupted. A number of lowlands in Trincomalee, Tambalagamuwa, Kinnia, Mullipotana have also been inundated due to heavy showers. According to our correspondent, 20 houses in Mullipotana have also been damaged. Meanwhile, landslide warnings have been issued to 4 divisional secretariats in the Kandy, Matale and Nuwara districts. Senior geologist attached to the National Building Research Organisation, Vasantha Senadira, stated that this announcement was issued considering the rainfall experienced in the areas.
Leader of the Janaseta Peramuna, Venerable Battaramulle Seelarathana Thera, made a donation yesterday for the construction of a house for a low-income family in Ranna, Hambantota.
After the donation, Venerable Battaramulle Seelarathana Thera commented on the present political situation in the country.
Currently, there is a huge deal happening within the government regarding PB Jayasundara. Back then, Vimal Veeravancha spoke about appointing the economic hitman to the position of President's Secretary. Now the economic hitman is preparing to destroy the whole country. How did Vimal Veeravancha speak about this economic hitman? He said that Mahinda Rajapaksa had to go home because of this economic hitman. PB Jayasundara has been using powers of the President and issuing special documents. How can he notify to dissolve the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka? Is PB Jayasundara above the position of the President? President is appointed by the people's mandate, not PB.
PB Jayasundara ජනාධිපතිවරයාටත් වඩා ඉහළින් ඉන්නවද ජනාධිපතිවරයා පත් කරේ මහජනතාව මිසක් PB නෙමෙයි.
In sports news, Sri Lanka will take on South Africa in the first of the 2-match test series on the 26th of December in South Africa at the Centurion Cricket Ground. Newsfirst's Martin Satyanathan provided a brief review of what to expect during the Sports Centre program telecast at 9:30 p.m. last night.
The Sri Lanka national team departed to South Africa last Friday to take part in the 2-match test series which will commence on the 26th of December at the Super Sports Park in Centurion. Let's look at the record of South Africa at the Centurion. Now, they've played 25 matches at Centurion, the Super Sports Park, out of which they have won 20 matches and they've lost 3 and drawn 3. It looks like a very good ground for South Africa, where they are a bit hard to beat in that particular conditions. The matches that they were lost, the two matches that they were lost, were involving Australia and England. The England match, of course, had a lot of controversies because of the match-fixing claims that were leveled against the skipper of South Africa, Hansie Cronje. And the second match that was won by Australia was because of some wonderful performances of Mitchell Johnson, who just came after the 2014 Ashes series where they defeated England 5-0. Sri Lanka's record, of course, in Super Sports Park in Centurion does not look good, as they played 4 matches and they have lost 4. When we talk about whether, if we could differentiate whether batting first or fielding first would gain an advantage in terms of playing in Super Sports Park in Centurion, but it does not look so. As a result, the team that has batted first have won in 11 occasions, where the team had fielded first have won in 11 occasions. Let's look at in detail what has Sri Lanka's record been in Centurions. They have played in 4 matches in South Africa, in particular Super Sports Park in Centurion. The first match that they played was in 1998, where South Africa emerged victorious by 6 wickets, chasing 226 runs. The second match that they played in Centurion was in 2001, where South Africa won by an innings and 7 runs. This does not look good back in the days. And in 2002, South Africa won by 3 wickets, chasing 124 runs. We could, as Sri Lankan fans, we could take some heart out of this particular win, where South Africa had lost 7 wickets, chasing 124 runs. Lastly, Sri Lanka played in 2011, where they were defeated by South Africa by 81 runs. However, Sri Lanka, when they toured South Africa in 2019, they played 2 matches. Those 2 matches were played in Durban and Port Elizabeth, but this time around, the matches have not been scheduled in Durban and Port Elizabeth. They have scheduled the first match in Centurion. That is how the situation looks like, where Sri Lanka is going to take part in the Test series against South Africa. There is always a first time, like Sri Lanka became the first Asian side to win a Test series in South Africa. This time also, we could expect something surprising from Sri Lanka.
And with that, it's a wrap of lunchtime news on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jamal Ratnayaka. In case you missed any of these stories and much more, simply log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk, and also follow us on our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you. Stay safe and have yourself a nice day.